Hello, what is up my peeps? Anyway, just thought I'd let you know that my voice was really sore during this recording, so you'll hear it gradually decay throughout the course of the video. Sweet. Speaking of the audio, I completely screwed up the audio for some reason. So yeah, enjoy. Booyah.
Wwe Raw 2 is a game that was released in late-ish 2003 for the Xbox. This game was developed by Anchor Incorporation. Anchor also developed the first Raw game, which was officially released in early 2002. While the first Raw game had pretty nice graphics and a decent creative wrestler and a pretty cool creative arena, it was mostly overshadowed by bad animation, horrid, slow, stiff gameplay, and very little features to choose from. This game was not very popular, to say the least. So about a year and a half later, Anchor developed Wwe Raw 2 for the Xbox only. There is no PC version like the first Raw. This game promised to be so much more better than the first. It had a much more updated roster, a ton of new matches, not to mention an all new kind of season mode. Also, this game had such a kick-ass trailer. Watching this in high school back in 2003 was just epic. But did Raw 2 live up to the hype? Let's take a look. Right off the bat, the menu looks quite cool. You can instantly see some of the new features that this game has. I'll get to them later. For now, let's play a match. Now, a lot of these sub-menu screens, for example the match select screen, they have a lot of real-life wrestling footage in the background, which is actually pretty cool to look at. And because of YouTube and its copyright, I am unable to show it, but I can tell you that it looks pretty good. A lot of the matches you expect to see are there. You have the hardcore match, the street fight, the ladder match, the table match, the TLC match, the battle royal, the cage match, and a Hell in a Cell. There is definitely an improvement on the match types compared to the first Raw. There is a versus screen you see before you play the match. But you know, I can appreciate how they tried to capture the feel of the actual Raw TV show. The entrances look really good. I like the lighting, the graphics, the animation, and the walking animation looks a lot better than it did in the first Raw game. You see this little press A to skip button at the top of the screen, which is pretty annoying because it's there for the entire duration of the entrance. Why? I have no idea. We aren't that stupid. You can push X to interfere while the wrestler is making their way to the ring, but you can only do it at a very specific time. Gameplay time. This is where the game immediately becomes disappointing. Why? Well, remember how I said how the first Raw game had horrid, slow, stiff gameplay? Well, it seems like they didn't bother to really improve on that. Raw 2 suffers from the exact same horrible gameplay as the first. Seriously, the animations still look funny, a lot of the moves still look weird, the controls are the same, and the hit detection is flawed, the camera angles can still look like crap, although the main camera angle is on the side of the ring as opposed to the first Raw where the main camera angle had you looking all the way down the ramp. I mean, look at this. I run in and out of the ring while Lesnar is on the outside. And the ref doesn't bother to restart the 10 count. The clipping is pretty bad in this game. Now, all games have clipping problems, but Raw 2 is pretty bad. The arms and the legs in particular, they go through everything. Is that Lillian Garcia on the mic? Either way, the announcing for her, it sounds horrible.
243 pounds, John Cena.
I guess she doesn't sound horrible, but she does not sound very good. Although the male announcer, I forget his name, but he sounds a lot better.
The Undertaker!
Now, one of the reasons why I find the gameplay especially disappointing is because the trailer showed the gameplay, at least what we assumed was the gameplay, to be much more fluid and better than the first Raw game. But no, Raw 2's gameplay overall still feels pretty much like the first game. That is a shame. The AI is retarded. In this fatal 4-way ladder match, Kane climbs up the ladder and grabs the belt. Do the other AI try and stop Kane? Hell no, they're too busy kicking my ass, preventing me from stopping Kane. The AI doesn't give a shit about being counted out either. The bars next to your name are called voltage meters, I think. When that is too low, when you get too beat up, and it says danger and warning and all that crap, there are a lot of moments where the CPU will do nothing but try to pin you over and over and over and over again. It can be pretty frustrating. Hey dumbass, I'm up here. Still, this game has a lot of other brand new features, so let's see what they are like. The cage match looks good, but I don't think you can really interact with the cage much more than climbing it. I have no idea what kind of sound effect this is. This brings me to another point. The wrestlers still had that same stock Japanese voiceover during gameplay. It didn't sound good in the first Raw, and it doesn't sound any better here. Fuck. Enough gameplay, let's check out the season mode. Basically what they were going for in this season mode is complete control. You can do anything you want, to anyone you want, anytime you want. There is a Raw and SmackDown match card. Again, I can't show it due to copyright. There's a bunch of matches on one card, and during each match, you can choose what you want to do. For instance, you can choose a manager, you can complain, you can call out anyone, you can encourage people, you can manipulate people, you can set up a trap. It's actually one of my favorite things to do. You can steal, which is one of the ways to unlock clothing for the creative wrestler, which I found pretty cool. You can interfere in any match, you can blindside and surprise attack anybody backstage. And you can rest, which is actually important, because for every action you do, it drains your spirit meter. And resting replenishes that spirit meter. But each decision you make can go one of two ways. Basically, your actions will work for you, or they can backfire. For example, you can rest, but somebody may surprise attack you while you rest. Setting up a trap doesn't always work. Like in this example, I set up a trap for Brock Lesnar, except Batista fell for it, which meant that now Batista had a grudge against me. Actions are kinda successful depending on your popularity. The higher your popularity, the better chance you have of being successful with your actions. There are pay-per-views to wrestle at 2 in season mode, and you need to win your match at the pay-per-view to unlock the arenas in exhibition mode. Season mode lasts for 1 year, and you need to have either the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship to beat season mode properly. With that being said, season mode does have some nitpicks. There is no text or voiceovers at all, which some people may like because they can fill it in with their imagination. It can all get repetitive, seeing the same old cutscenes over and over again. And you lose your belt if you get disqualified, which sucks. Still, the season mode lets you have control. You can have fun, just do whatever you want, or you can take it seriously and build up your popularity and target championships. The season mode is not perfect, but it's a great step in the right direction. It's actually too bad there was never a Raw 3, because I would have liked to have seen what the season mode would have become. Okay, create a wrestler and create an arena. I'll say right now, these create features are very good. Some people actually regard this as better than the SmackDown games. You can add your own soundtrack and Titantron to your created wrestler, which at the time, especially at the time, was pretty amazing. I had a lot of fun making my own wrestler, and this feature is definitely one of the highlights of WWE Raw 2. The created arena is jam-packed with customizations. There's actually too many for me to list, but I can tell you it's pretty sweet. There are also a lot of moves to choose from in this game, and you can customize them specifically. I don't think there's actually as many moves as the SmackDown games, but still it has a pretty good variety to choose from. You can also change the appearance of any wrestler in the game as well, kinda like No Mercy, which I'm sure a lot of people would like. You have a King in the Ring mode, which is pretty cool to see, but what I like in this game is the Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble, unlike the SmackDown games at the time, you actually eliminate wrestlers the same way you see on television. I didn't expect to see that, to be honest. Heck, you can even leave the ring and go on the outside as you please. Doing that whenever you want is actually pretty cool, in my opinion. I mean, in the SmackDown games, you're forced to stay inside the ring during the Royal Rumble, which is understandable, but I don't know, it feels like kind of tight and claustrophobic. Raw 2's Royal Rumble doesn't give you that feeling at all. The Hall of Fame is pretty simple, it keeps track of your stats, wins and losses, etc. Overall, Raw 2 really is a huge improvement over the first Raw, with all the extra features, match types, up-to-date roster, creative wrestler, etc. It's just a shame really that the gameplay sucks, and the gameplay brings everything this game has down with it. All the features are tied to the gameplay in one way or another, and the gameplay is the one weak link you don't want to have. It affects everything. All the matches and the season mode are great, to have, but what people really want is also good gameplay. I mean, what is this trailer all about? Raw 2 does not look like that. Again, it's kind of a shame that we didn't see a Raw 3. If they fixed all the gameplay problems and improved on everything that they could, this game could have turned into a formidable series to challenge the SmackDown games. That would have been cool. But no, Anchor were fired and they were replaced with Studio Gigante, I think that's how you say it, and they shut out this piece of crap instead, which killed any chance of the Xbox continuing their own series of wrestling games. Oh yeah, you know what my next review is gonna be. And as you can tell, I'm losing my voice. So, muchas gracias for watching. Adios.